back to the Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Abba and Preach. It's about Donovan Sharp again, and it's just exposing him even more on the videos he uses to teach men. I've actually never watched these videos until I actually watched this episode, and it's pretty cringe, and I can't believe this guy was like teaching men how to be men and how to like train their single mothers and stuff. It's just kind of ridiculous. So please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And let's get to the chow. It's chow time.
How to relationship from an expert.
I'm going to the bathroom.
All right.
What?
I told you I don't commit to women who take their phones into the bathroom.
I just forgot this one time, okay?
Okay.
So, are we good then?
Yep, I called you an Uber.
This is so petty.
Call it what you want, but this is how I move, and you've known this from the start.
Ladies, don't pretend you've never texted an ex in the bathroom.
What is
Or
this?
swiped for sausage on Tinder while in the shower.
Or God knows what else you don't want your man to find out about.
Before they taught, that was cringe. That was so horrible acting. Just because she took her phone in the car into the restroom, you know, pack her bags. Like, she already moved in with you, from what we can tell. So just because she took her phone into her bathroom with her, you let her go because she could be texting her ex or whatever it is. This sounds, when women say men are insecure, this is the part that actually looks insecure compared to other creators from what I can tell.
Hey, Kim wants to go to a concert tonight.
Cool.
Can I go?
What are you asking me for? I'm not your father.
Well, you said you don't commit to women who go to concerts.
Indeed, I did.
So what happens from here?
Well, you can either choose to go to the concert or stay in a relationship with me.
All right.
No discussion,
Let's keep
nothing.
going.
Just for now.
Thank you.
Open the car door for the lady for the date. That's good. Oh, ladies first for now. Obviously, once you get married, tell that whore to open up all the doors for you. But at the beginning, you do ladies first.
Reservation for Donovan Sharp. How do you pronounce your name, by the way? Adalia. Adalia?
Yes.
That was flirting?
How do you pronounce your name? Adelia.
Fucking Abba.
I'm sorry. I like how he says convo / light flirting with the hostess in front of your girlfriend. In caps, in front. You want to make sure she sees you light flirt.
Yep.
It's better. Guys, make sure you walk in front of your woman. Do not let her walk in front of you, because the man comes first, and if she behind you, she can see if you got cakes or not. Pause.
You just said make no sense.
Huh? What I just say? Pause. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
Fucking Abba.
Sus.
The only place I've been with my girl I walk first is places I don't know.
Fair.
Like, let's say we're not in the country. Like, say we go to Cuba, right?
You just protect.
It's just that.
Yeah,
it's
I
just,
got it.
It's just old school way of doing things.
Yeah,
but
if a bullet comes flying, you dying.
it's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, somebody come with a knife, I'm like,
So, John.
and I could do the whole thing when I die in her arms, you know?
Yeah.
Not like a real man.
Yeah, there you go.
Stupid.
You know what makes you die like a real man?
What?
If you got a mustache. All you hairless motherfuckers in your late 20s can't grow
I'm
a
one of
beard.
those.
Fucking dweeb.
I can't grow a beard.
You're not supposed to let them know that.
Oops.
I can't grow a
You're
beard.
supposed to say this is a choice. You brave man. You brave
Yep,
man.
shave it by choice.
Avant-garde.
Oh, yeah, I like cleaner.
Yeah,
face.
you got beard, I got patches.
Shit.
There's some little Asian kid who needs hair. I send it to them.
Send it to me.
Okay, so she is going to do for appetizer. She's going to go with the wood-grilled corn, aged cheddar, or spiced bacon.
She never looks
For
into the
dinner,
waiter's
she's going to go with the
direction.
field green salad and the wood-grilled Maine lobster tail. I am going to go with the lobster bisque for appetizer, and then I'm going to go with the lamb loin, cone-crusted lamb loin. Medium.
Hashtag well-trained women that can still end up cheating on you. Stop.
You doing
He ain't wrong, right? Like, come on.
a lot. And if I'm the waiter, I'm like, what's wrong with this one? Her eyes glued to the floor. She held hostage.
Yeah,
So your girl can't make contact with the waiter. Why?
that one's. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about these tips. These tips are amazing. Is that why I've been, like, haven't found the right girl? Because she's been chatting with the waiters.
Hold up. Why? I just want to hear why. Oh, because it's disrespectful. I'm the man. She should only be looking at me. Let me ask you, when your girl goes to work, does she look people in the eyes or does she never make eye contact? Does she see a male customer and then avert her gaze? Like, what are we talking about? Are guys so insecure now? Okay?
This is what
And I
talked
mean,
about
you
earlier.
have to be deeply terrified of being hurt by somebody to think that her making eye contact with somebody at a service job is an issue. And you think that's a sign of well-trained. Dude, I think you just need some therapy. I think you need to do some healing. Because I've seen some videos of past traumas you had, and it sounds like you're still living with them.
So stupid. Beyond stupid. Like, I don't have anything against the man, like, personally, but seeing the man post these types, or, exposing these types of things, and just the way the man speaks about Red Pill and how he lives the life, I think he's teaching men wrong. Like, really? You can't even look at other men's eyes? Like, and it definitely seems more controlling / insecure than being actually sure of himself and confident. At least from these, like, stupid little skits that they're pretending to act or whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah,
It's a fraud. He's not even acting like that with his girl.
I think
Correct. He
doesn't-
doesn't
he
act like
doesn't
that
act
with
like
her
that.
in real life.
They're setting up this shit and they're in it together, and that's it. He said, you know what? That's how we're gonna bamboozle a whole bunch of people. Are you in or not? You're gonna play a role. Maybe that's the role playing game that they do, like in the bedroom, and that extends to, you know what? Let's make some money with that, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna play that. I'm that kind of guy, but I'm not. But that's a con. That's a con. That's not real. That's not how he really acts. He's not really like that with his girl, and it's just really just to get you guys. And I don't even know if it works or whatever, but no, that's not
has
it.
to. It
The
has to work.
acting is so bad.
He has actually a decent following, and still, I see quite a bit of people still defend the man after seeing a lot of these videos come up. And again, I don't get why people are so defensive of the people they watch. Like, when things come up, it could be true, it could be not. I don't get why people are like, no, it can never be that person. Oh, it can never be ABBA. Oh, it can never be Preach. We don't know. Like, just because they're your favorite creators and you think they're, like, the best or whatever it is, doesn't mean they can't do anything wrong or, they don't do bad things. This is where I'm like, people get so disconnected between these YouTube celebrities and influencers. It's like, just let's see how it plays out. Like, why would you defend them right away? And you're like, you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say if he did or didn't do anything. He did seem like a nice guy. And let's see what the evidence says. And when the evidence comes out and you're still going to defend the person, that's ignorant.
It's not real shit. It's not real. It's scripted. It's so bad. It's so bad. If you really, that's entertaining, but that's not it. That's not what it is.
No.
That's not what it is. If you really think that that's really how life works, god damn, my guy. Well, you're sad too. That's not how life works. That's not how any of this works.
So now we're going to hear an origin story from Donovan himself at 32.
I'm gonna give you.
I actually watched this one on the show that MTR and Pearl were doing, but I didn't really want to do that particular episode just on that episode. So when Abba and Preach put this in there, I was like, oh, you know what? This kind of works out for me.
You guys the Reader's Digest version. I started paralegal school when I was 31 years old, and there's this hot 19-year-old in my class. We took a shine to each other immediately, right? It was a great relationship. We spent every day together, blah, 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 blah. Red flag number one that I didn't even think about. One day, I had a headache in class. She says, what's wrong? I said, well, I've got a headache. She's like, all right. Reaches into her purse, and she gives me this big white pill. I'm like, what is that? She says, it's Vicodin. And what's a 19-year-old doing with a bag full of Vicodin, right? Red flag number two, she had homemade tattoo on her wrist. Stay with me. Red flag number three, she had a 6-year-old. She was 19 years old who had a 6-year-old, which means what class? She had her child at 13, which means she was having sex at 12. It gets even better. The baby daddy was in prison at the time we were dating. Oh. Statutory EPAR. Here's the reason why they didn't throw the book at him with Jessica's Law. It's because she testified to the jury that she seduced him, and the jury actually bought it.
Cap.
Which part?
Cap.
Which part?
All the parts. The whole thing.
You don't think it's real?
I agree.
All cap.
Why?
Caps. It's all caps. That's cap.
Why do you don't believe it's real?
A jury's not gonna believe.
100%
no.
agree with
In
that.
America,
what
I've seen worse.
Preach says.
She left her account open on my computer on Facebook. I scrolled through, saw all kinds of stuff, drove to her place. I said, I want you to be honest with me. Have you cheated on me? I wanted her to lie to me. And I wanted her to lie to me so I could just keep up the delusion. She said, honestly, yes. That is the worst emotional pain I've ever felt in my life. To this day, I never will. Dude, I went to her bathroom, I puked, ripped off the
Sounds like Cap. Sounds like he's fucking lying. Like, literally, that was the most emotional thing that you've ever experienced. That did you? And then he continues telling on the story that gets worse.
necklace. She's blowing me up at work all day long. I'm sorry. I can't pick up the phone. So finally, I picked up the phone. She's like, hey, I'm sorry. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. She's like, look, I want to come to your place. I have a birthday surprise for you. So she comes over. She has like this little cupcake, and she bought me a watch that she knew I was looking at. Then she turns around, lifts up her shirt. There was my name tattooed on the small of her back. Dude, my hand to the man. So I was back in her clutches. It was all downhill from there. Guys, this story gets so much worse.
How old were you?
I was 31. I was 31 years old. Yeah.
Hold up. I believe this is real. At 31 years of age, you got played by a 19-year-old.
I agree.
Good Lord. This is really pathetic.
She continued cheating on me, right? So I'm always trying to catch her. I lost my job. I lost the place that I was at. The car that I had was paid for because I paid cash for it. It broke down. I didn't have a job, so I couldn't get it fixed. I'm evicted. I ended up having to live with a couple of her drug addict friends in a quasi crack house. And I kept trying to get back with her. September 16th, baby daddy gets out of prison. Okay? Baby daddy gets out of prison. I called her up on September 15th. I said, you know what? I can't do it. I think you still love Ben. I can't do it anymore. Dude, she cried her eyes out. Hung up the phone. I stayed up all night long. I couldn't sleep. So I called her up. The next day. I was like, hey, meet me at this gas station. Then I called up my brother and I borrowed $800. He gave me $800. I went to the jewelry store. I bought her a ring, proposed to her. I proposed to her. Listen, I'm telling you.
This guy was a cornball at 18 when he frauded his father. He was a cornball at 31 as a career criminal who was borrowing money from his family to buy a ring for a crackhead 19-year-old.
Yep.
And he's a cornball in his 40s when he's lying about his girl being a single mom, even though he said he would never date a girl like that. This guy just stays being a cornball. Now, I don't like to judge people for their past, but when your past looks like your present, boo-boo. I mean, bruv, she's 19. It's not that special.
Yeah.
She's an attract. It's not that special. The only reason you think it is because you're a loser. That's it.
I agree.
Cool. But when you get on these platforms and trying to educate men like you top dog, but then we just have to look at your history and find out, oh, you bottom bitch.
I'm telling you, I Listen, it gets worse. It gets worse. I swear to God. People wonder why I speak with such conviction about these things. Dude. Look.
Jesus Christ, Donovan.
It gets worse. It gets worse. So she says yes, right? So now, all of her friends are like, oh, she's getting engaged. Well, eventually she started fucking the baby daddy behind my back. Of course. So we were in this love triangle. Anytime she was pissed off at me, she'd go and fuck him. Anytime she was pissed off at him, she would come and fuck me. So finally on Thanksgiving, this girl calls me up and tells me that she was now engaged to be married to Ben, right? I'm crushed, I'm heartbroken, I'm crestfallen. During the summer, she lost an exorbitant, she was already a small girl. Yeah. She lost an exorbitant amount of weight. I found out that she was shooting heroin all summer long.
Found out a little after. When people are on heroin, you can tell. I used to, we used to own a gas station in a very shady part of town. And there was a lot of crackheads that came to our store. And you could definitely tell that they're on something. It is almost nearly impossible to not tell. Like their mannerisms, their everything about them is sedated and just... So how could you not tell for a whole summer? That's...
Okay. All right, you win, bro. I can see it. You were right. My bad. Let's keep listening to this.
But it gets worse. Go on.
So anyway, she got arrested for possession. The people I was staying with had called the cops and ratted her out. So now she's in jail, right? And of course, I have to save my fair maiden. I called up an old roommate and borrowed $1,350 to bail her out.
What old roommate has $1,300 for you to borrow? Even my best friends might not even have that kind of money for you to borrow off the bat by just calling them. So, an old roommate? That's a lot of money.
Gets out, I love you, then goes right back to Ben. This is why people always wonder why I'm so passionate and I'm so sure. I have seen the worst. I've been in the worst of the worst situations. It is the worst situation I have ever been in.
Cap. That's my verdict, and that's it.
Yeah, man. This guy's a big fraudster, and if he's not frauding, then he's a giant simp loser who basically took money from everywhere around him to finance.
I saw the worst of the worst. It was all your decisions. That's why you saw the worst of the worst. It was all you. Yeah. What the fuck you mean?
I mean, listen, I've taken some big L's. I've shared the stories here, but I was 19, 18. At 31, you were getting lost in the sauce over 19-year-olds?
Agreed.
Good Lord. Well, hey, man, listen. I ain't got much commentary for this one. This guy's just a big dweeb. And every time I watch videos, I'm just like, this is the person you guys are taking cues from? This is the kind of relationship y'all want to emulate? Okay. You have to ask yourself, if he's one of the only or the few people spreading the truth, quote unquote, why is it that he can't apply any of that to his life to lead something that seems quite desirable? I mean, hey, you do you. Anything else you want to say?
Oh, absolutely not.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
How was that, Chow? I mean, again, personally, I don't have anything against the man, but the man being in the space and selling like $800,000 courses for men to be better men and date better and find women, that's just trash. Like, there's very few content creators that have courses that I would say, you know what, their course might be worth some money. Most of them, they're just grifters. They're grifting. Like, everything that they probably put in those stupid freaking whatever is all probably public knowledge. This is what all these grifters do. You know, they take public knowledge stuff, put it into a little special package for everyone, and then sell it for thousands of dollars. And I'm not saying the information in there isn't good information, but it's nothing special. This is what at least I've noticed. I haven't bought any courses myself, but I know others that have, and that's what they say. It's like, oh, it's about the same kind of information that's in there. So it's like, I don't want people to be like getting scammed by this guy. in a sense. Like, just the way he tells his story of why he's so red pill and why he's so whatever doesn't match up with how he dates and how he speaks with his woman, his current woman. You know? Again, nothing against the man himself. I have something against like what he's doing. Like grifting and lying to his audience about how he is and how he gets women and saying that he can help them get women when he's kind of struggling to do that himself. I'm not some Chad, or I can't just talk to any women and get them right away, but you know, I do date around here and there. I have a little bit of success, nothing special. So I mean, I made shitty mistakes when I was young, like 2021. I didn't make these types of mistakes when I was in my 30s already. Like, in your 30s, you should know much better. So, I hope you guys like that, Chow. I mean, let me know in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe down below. I'd really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. It's Chow time.